Hello. I wonder whether we're going to have anyone join us live. I am staying at a friend's place at the moment, so I'm not in my usual background and I'm moving around a bit, and this is probably going to be a little bit weird, but we'll see how we go. And the lighting isn't perfect and all of those things, but consistency is key and all that. So if you do join me live, hop on, say hello, let me know that you're here, say something in the comment, show me some likes. Otherwise, I don't know you're here, and it's very weird talking to yourself. But today's topic is all about feeling lost in a sea of voices, feeling unseen and unheard. And I wanted to talk about finding your voice, communicating what you stand for, and making it easy for your people to self-select. So the first thing I wanted to do was start off with a quote. And actually this is the quote that inspired this for me this morning. And also a conversation, or two conversations actually, I had yesterday, and then something I saw somebody else post. And all of it together just made me want to have just a quick check-in with you guys about this. So the quote is, "Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives a mimicry, their passions a quotation." And it's an Oscar Wilde quote that got me really thinking. In this day and age, in this time, so little is unique. It's almost impossible to have a unique thought or opinion or passion. But how we share that, the combination of all the things that we are passionate about, is what makes us unique and interesting, and what attracts our tribe and our people to us. Hey Bev, nice to see you. So yeah, what I was saying, I just shared a quote, and Bev, I'm going to share it again, which was, "Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives are mimicry, their passions are quotation." And that's an Oscar Wilde quote, which I absolutely love. And I was just saying that it's really hard to have a unique viewpoint, to have your own thoughts, to have passions that aren't shared or perhaps thought about by somebody else and communicated in the same way. Lots of the industries that we work in are hugely overpopulated, if that's your belief, if that's what you're thinking about it. Okay, so hey Lisa, how do we find our voice in this sea of voices? How do we stand out? How do we feel seen and heard? And how do we stop other people's impressions of us paralysing us and enable us to find our own voice, communicate what we stand for, and make it easy for our people to know that they're our people? And that's essentially what I mean when I talk about self-selection. Okay, so I think there's an animal outside my door. This could be interesting. I'm going to ignore it and see what happens. So the simple way to do that is that you need to understand what you stand for. You have to have an opinion on things. And the way to do that really is to use your value filter, to understand what your values are, what matters to you, and then underpin or kind of work out what the beliefs that you have about those values are. Like, how do you get those values met? What do they mean to you? So if you've worked with me before, you'll know that my values are freedom, adventure, and duty. And everything that I communicate online comes back to those three things. Everything. So I'm either talking about what the experience of freedom is like for me and how I'm finding that in the world, or what stops me from experiencing that, and what I see other people doing to create feelings of freedom in their lives, or the opposite of that. Okay? And the same goes for duty, which really means, being kind to me and doing what's right. And then the adventure part of that changes for me all the time, but it's really about growth, about doing something different. And the duty again is that misfit part of being true to who I am, being in integrity, being full of authenticity. So it's those three values that drive everything else. It's really very simple. I'm able to then identify my own beliefs and work out what my opinion is on things. Okay, so you really need to start by having an opinion. It's as simple as that. And then you need to own it and communicate it. There are going to be people who don't agree. And I've said it 100 times, but when you love your decisions, it doesn't matter what other people think. And the more that you're able to consistently demonstrate and consistently communicate what your values are and what your opinion is on things, you will find people who agree with you. And they become your tribe, they become your friends, they become your community, and they become the people that you want to work with, want to spend time with, want to get to know more. There will also be people who don't subscribe to it, who disagree, who don't like what you have to say, and have a differing opinion. And that's something that we all just have to get used to. You know, that's the beauty of the freedom of speech, of us all having differing thoughts, and sometimes that can create a conversation, which is fantastic. We can all learn more, and sometimes it means just walking away and quitting the drama and saying, hey, you've got a different opinion from me, and are you someone I respect and want to listen to? In which case maybe I want to change my opinion or hear yours, or be have a malleable mindset. Or if it's not someone that I respect or want to listen to, then I say, you are welcome to your opinion, and I walk away. So I don't know if that was helpful at all. If you've got any questions, please do ask. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you find an opinion and how you communicate that opinion, and how to stay strong with that voice. So it's not about being controversial for the sake of being controversial, but it's about knowing what it is that you believe, and starting with your values. So starting with your values, understanding what beliefs that you have in line with those values. So whether they're being met or not, what tells you that they're being met or not being met, what tells you that someone shares values with you, and then finding ways to communicate what those values and beliefs are in a way that's interesting and engaging and promotes conversation. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone is still watching, but if you are, please let me know if that was interesting. And otherwise, I'm going to be around for a little while. You're very welcome to message me or to start a conversation on this thread, and we'll have a conversation. I'd love to hear any of your woes around this topic, and I'm going to see whether I can let the cat in.